Have you ever looked up at the ceiling in the middle of the night, wondering, why is this happening to me? Maybe it was heartbreak. Maybe it was losing something you thought would last forever. Or maybe it's just that quiet ache that never really goes away. We all suffer, that's a fact. But what if suffering isn't just something to get through, but something that has a message, a meaning? The Buddha didn't teach us how to escape life's pain. He taught us how to understand it, to walk through it with clarity, and even, strangely, with peace. In today's story, we'll explore the deeper reason behind our struggles. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see your pain in a new light. Not as punishment, not as failure, but as a part of the path. So, take a breath and come with me. Because what we're about to uncover might change the way you carry pain forever. We often think suffering means something has gone wrong, but the Buddha saw it differently. His very first teaching, the first noble truth, was simple, even startling. Life involves suffering, not because life is cruel, but because everything we hold on to is temporary. Relationships fade, health changes, expectations go unmet, and that hurts. But here's the shift. Recognizing this truth isn't pessimism. It's power. Because when we stop running from pain, we can finally understand it. He taught that suffering has a cause, and therefore, a solution. It's not random, it's not punishment. It's often born from craving for things to stay the same, for people to act a certain way, for life to bend to our will. And when it doesn't, we suffer. But if we can see the root clearly, we can begin to loosen its grip. We can choose presence over clinging, compassion over control. That's where healing begins. Let me tell you about Ava. A few years ago, she lost her job, her relationship, and her sense of purpose, almost all at once. At first, she collapsed inward, overwhelmed by fear and shame. But instead of pushing the pain away, she did something different. She turned toward it. She sat in silence each morning. She started asking, "What is this pain trying to teach me?" And slowly, answers began to emerge. The job loss, it made space for her true passion. The heartbreak, it cracked her open to love in a deeper, wiser way. Ava's story isn't unique because she suffered. It's powerful because she didn't let that suffering define her. Like the lotus flower rising through mud, her pain became the very condition that gave rise to awakening. The Buddha called this dukkha, and he showed us that within dukkha lies noble truth. Suffering isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of real transformation. When we're in pain, it's easy to believe something is wrong with us, that we're weak, flawed, or somehow failing at life. But the Buddha reminds us, suffering isn't personal. It's human. And more than that, it's workable. What if instead of asking, "How do I get rid of this pain?" we asked, "How can I hold this pain with wisdom?" That shift changes everything. Because now pain isn't an enemy, it's a teacher. Every tear becomes a message. Every crack becomes a doorway. Even neuroscience echoes this. When we bring mindful attention to difficult emotions, the brain begins to rewire. We don't numb out, we grow. We build resilience, clarity, and inner space. This isn't spiritual bypassing, it's spiritual courage. So next time pain visits, maybe don't push it away. Maybe sit with it. Ask it why it came. And in that space of listening, you may just find your next step toward peace. Sometimes the hardest moments in life aren't here to break us. They're here to awaken us. If you're going through something heavy right now, if it feels like life is punishing you, maybe it's actually life inviting you to stop, to breathe, and to begin again from within. The Buddha never promised a life without pain. He simply offered a way to walk through it without losing yourself. Mindfulness doesn't erase difficulty, but it gives you a place to stand when everything feels like it's falling apart. Every time your heart breaks, it's also learning how to open, to feel more deeply, to love more honestly, to live more gently. Maybe that's not weakness. Maybe that's wisdom. Maybe, just maybe, this isn't the end. It's the beginning of something more true, more awake, more beautifully human. No matter what's happened before, today you still have the power to choose differently. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take one small step in a new direction. That step could be a kind word to yourself, a deep breath instead of a reaction, a quiet pause before judgment, and slowly, that becomes the path. The Buddha taught that even the smallest seed of intention, when nurtured with presence and compassion, can bloom into peace. So don't rush, don't force, just begin. Begin again and again, as many times as it takes, because every moment you return to your heart, every time you choose awareness over autopilot, you are planting something sacred, and that is more than enough. There's a kind of beauty that only comes from struggle, a quiet strength shaped by the fire you've walked through. You might not see it yet, but the fact that you're still here, still listening, still hoping, means something. It means you're healing, even if it doesn't look like it. It means you're already growing roots in a deeper place. Life isn't asking you to move mountains today, just to stay present, to stay soft, to stay open even in the ache, and maybe to share your story. Because somewhere out there, someone is going through something you've already survived. Your words might be the light they've been waiting for. So if this touched you, even a little, pass it on. Maybe that's the most sacred thing we can do. Remind each other that no one is alone. So wherever you are right now, in joy, in doubt, in quiet pain, just know this. You are not your past, not your mistakes, not even your suffering. You are the awareness that sees it all. And that awareness is already whole. If this message found you at the right time, maybe it's not by accident. Maybe it's a little reminder that even in darkness, there is a path made of small steps, honest presence, and the courage to keep returning to your heart. If this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Let someone else feel seen too. And if you'd like to keep walking this path of inner peace, insight, and healing with us, subscribe. Because the next story we share might be the one your soul's been waiting to hear.